Welcome to Meeting in a Box for the Sacramento 2040 General Plan Update. I'm Remi Mendoza, City Planner. This presentation will cover what is Sacramento 2040 and why are we updating the plans. Most importantly, today we would like to listen and hear from you about your thoughts on the issues and opportunities we need to consider as we plan for the future of our community. What is Sacramento 2040? Sacramento 2040 is an important citywide project that involves an update to two key long-range planning documents, the city's general plan and the city's climate action plan. Today, Sacramento is the fastest growing big city in California. Updates are needed to respond to the evolving community needs and address opportunities and challenges that are coming with this growth. So what is a general plan? The general plan is a blueprint for urban development and preservation. It provides a 20-year framework for Sacramento's future and addresses issues affecting all aspects of life. Sacramento's general plan will serve as a guide for decision makers and developers on how and where development should happen. It identifies the city's assets and challenges, recommends the type and character of development appropriate for different areas, and identifies the necessary transportation and infrastructure improvement. It also includes goals, policies, actions, and recommended resources to achieve the plan's vision. What is in our general plan? The general plan includes policies related to land use, mobility, design, infrastructure, and the environment, just to name a few of the elements. It contains text, diagrams, and photographs that communicate the vision of the plan and how it will be implemented. As part of this process, we'll be developing a new environmental justice element. What is a climate action plan? A climate action plan is a roadmap for reducing the city's greenhouse gas emissions and adapting to climate change. It's made up of three broad components. Number one, an inventory of current emissions. Second, greenhouse gas reduction targets and forecasts, and the corresponding greenhouse gas mitigation measures. As part of the Mayor's Commission on Climate Change and the state goals, there are very ambitious targets to get to carbon zero by 2045. The city's climate action plan will identify strategies to reach that goal. The process for the Sacramento 2040 General Plan Update is 2 years, and it includes 4 main phases of work. In the first phase, we start out by developing an understanding of the issues and opportunities and defining goals. In the second phase, we explore options and alternatives for achieving the goals and build consensus around a preferred plan. In the third phase, we prepare a draft of the plan with text, graphics, maps, and complete environmental review. And finally, we refine the plan for adoption. At each stage of the process, there will be many ways to get involved, including 8 citywide workshops, 20 community plan area workshops, a scientific survey, a telephone town hall, numerous pop-up events throughout the entire city and our disadvantaged communities, as well as online engagement. So why are we updating the plans? It has been 10 years since the last major update to the general plan, and times have changed. More baby boomers have entered their retirement years, and today millennials have entered the workforce. We've seen economic changes like the rise of online shopping, which is leading to shrinking demand for physical store space from some retailers. New technology is changing the way we get around and the way that city services are delivered. And then there are global issues that affect us as well, like climate change. All of these trends have implications for the way we plan and design our city. As we look to the future, we need to make sure that we have the right policies and strategies in place to address these trends. And then there are new laws and regulations. SB 743 addresses transportation impacts in the general plan. SB 379 requires incorporating climate adaptation and resiliency into the general plan. SB 1000 requires an environmental justice element in the general plan, and there are also new housing mandates. Some of the big questions we face have to do with mobility. The way we get around is changing rapidly. Today, we have bike share, electric cars, and Uber and Lyft, and autonomous vehicles may be just around the corner. How should we adapt our immense transportation system to respond accordingly? Another key trend we face is climate change. Since the late 19th century, average temperatures have increased by about 1.6 degrees, largely due to greenhouse gas emissions from human activity, and the trend is projected to continue. Warmer temperatures will bring environmental changes that affect our community and the natural environment. Events like wildfires last fall are projected to become more frequent and more severe. What can we do as a community to reduce greenhouse gases and adapt to a changing climate? What can we do in our daily lives that make a difference? Environmental justice is also an emergent issue. Environmental justice is the basic right of all people to live, work, go to school, and play in a healthy environment. In Sacramento, low-income areas are often disproportionately affected by environmental pollution and hazards. For example, life expectancy is notably shorter in lower-income areas than in more affluent neighborhoods. As a community, we are only as strong as our most vulnerable members. What can we do to make Sacramento a more equitable place for everyone? And then there's livability. The overarching goal of our current general plan is to make Sacramento the most livable city in America. We want to understand your values and your priorities so we can build the general plan around them. As we look to the future and think about how to address the emerging issues and trends we face, these are some key objectives that the city has established for the project. They include ensuring equitable, inclusive, and sustainable growth, creating healthier communities that build community resilience and meet the needs of our most vulnerable members, reducing greenhouse gases and preparing for the impacts of climate change, creating an efficient multimodal transportation system, fostering transit-oriented development, and making Sacramento more livable and accessible for people of all ages. We'd also like to hear your thoughts about where we should focus as a community and what we should be trying to achieve. Sacramento 2040 is about leveraging our assets as well as economic, social, and technological shifts to create positive changes that benefit the community.